Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Fan Frenzy podcast. We are having a lot of technical difficulties as of this moment, so it might look a little different because unfortunately we are on Zoom this time and not Microsoft Teams. Thanks to Temple. They had us sitting around trying to figure things out for a good at least half hour, which was totally fun to deal with.
Wow.
Um, Fellas, it's been a little while since we've had an episode. We got a lot to talk about. Um, So that being said, I might as well start us off with the news since it's been a little bit. We'll start off with some baseball, obviously, since it's the free agency. You know, you got a lot of guys moving around, et cetera, et cetera. First off, we have Brent Rooker signing an extension with the Oakland Athletics. Shockingly, the A's are spending a little bit this offseason, guys, which is a
Yeah,
bit of a
probably because
shocker here.
their owner finally got his move to Vegas, and now they're like, "Oh, we have to
Yeah, I
act."
guess so.
Well, the reason they're spending this much is because they actually have to hit a minimum salary this year, or else the MLB Players
Hmm.
Association will be on their butts. So they're just paying to hit that mark, so people won't be mad.
Yeah,
Also, Brent Rooker deserves way more money than he got, but
You know, I actually
not
very
believe
much
it.
so agree with that.
Yeah,
Because 60 million for 5 years is definitely under, and I'm sure if any other team got him, they would have paid a lot more for him, to
yeah.
be
They
honest
still
with
might
you.
trade him though. His value now is going to be even crazier because he's signed to a team-friendly
Yeah.
contract.
yeah.
Next up, we had a few guys go over to Jake's squad over at the Yankees. We had Bellinger traded over there for some scraps. Goldschmidt signed a 1 year deal for 12.5 million. And Devin Williams also got traded there for Caleb Durbin, which was kind of a decent, return for Milwaukee over there. Jake's pretty hyped up, as
Yeah,
you can
this is
see.
great.
Jesus Luzardo got traded to the Phillies for Starlin Caba. I mean, listen, as a Phillies fan, I'm still kind of sitting here like, why are we like so, like they're not really doing much, including the Max Kepler signing that was way overpaid. Um, in other words, we had Gleyber Torres signed with the Tigers for 14 million on a 1 year. Hai Sean Kim, let me, for the casuals out there, not Ha Sean Kim, Hai Sean Kim
Different.
signed with the Dodgers for 3 years, 12.5 million. Teoscar Hernandez re-signed with the Dodgers for 66 million for 3 years. I want to throw it out there. I was the first guy out of the four of us to announce that one. I actually announced that before Jeff Passan, if you didn't know, because I was scrolling through Instagram and he posted on his Instagram and it said, "I'm back with a blue heart," and I was like, "Oh my God, he's back! He's back in on the Dodgers." And then Jeff Passan put it out like a minute later, and I was like, "Ha! I beat you. I'm taking your job." No, I'm not. Um, then we had Corbin Burns signed with the Diamondbacks for it was 6 years, right?
Yeah,
210
that was
million.
so interesting. I was not expecting that at all.
The Diamondbacks are making a big push this year, alongside with them trading for Josh Naylor, which
Yeah,
is their replacement for Christian Walker.
it looks scary.
Walker Buehler signed the Red Sox for 19 million. I know Jake doesn't like that move too much.
Eh,
Gavin Lux got traded to the Reds. Garrett Crochet got traded to the Red Sox. Nathaniel Lowe got traded to the Nationals. Josh Bell also signed back with the Nationals. It's been a few years since he was there. Jake Berger got traded to the Rangers. Christian Walker signed with the Astros on a 3 year, $60 million deal. And that's pretty much all I got for baseball. Free agency. There's still, some big names sitting out there though that people are looking at, like Tanner Scott is still available at the moment.
Pete
Who
Alonso.
else? Yeah, Pete Alonso still
yeah.
sitting out there. Bregman. So there's still some guys. Anthony Santander is another one. They're just floating around trying to see the market. And you guys know how Scott Boras is with his guys. He will wait till the very last minute, as he did with Jordan Montgomery. Screwed up everybody's offseason hopes, thinking that Montgomery was about to like go somewhere special and really go crazy, and then he had in a god awful year. Um, so that was that. Moving into some other sports though, guys, we have I know you guys brought up two athletes to me who openly stated that they don't want to be where they're at, but I also have a third guy to hit you guys with that you may not know about that some reports came about last night. With that being said, obviously the two obvious ones Are Jimmy Butler and Tyreek Hill both wanting out of Miami? Do we have a prediction spot for either or?
I got a prediction at least for Jimmy Butler. We could start with him, and then we
So
could
do
go
I.
to Tyreek. I have a prediction for both, but we'll start with Jimmy Butler. My prediction for Jimmy Butler, he's definitely gone. 100% he's going to get traded. I think he's going to end up on the Denver Nuggets. And I think it's going to
Oh,
be a trade centered around Michael Porter Jr. and some picks. They have the assets to get it done. And the Nuggets need some more offensive firepower. Their offense hasn't been quite up to snuff this season. Their defense has been great, and Jimmy Butler would add to that.
You
But
really think Denver makes a move like that?
I
that
think, I mean, right now they're the 4 seed. They're a game up from being the 7 seed. They're right on that bubble, and
I
in
like Dallas more.
the West is competitive. Dallas just doesn't have the
was
ability to trade for him.
crazy.
Like there's the Dallas,
They'll give up
they don't have the money.
Yeah,
The
I was
trade
gonna say
can't
Klay
happen.
Thompson, Luca, and Kyrie are kind of making all that money over
Yeah,
there.
they'd have to trade Klay Thompson, which they're not going to do. I
Yeah.
think
Nobody
I
wants
think
him.
Denver is the perfect fit. There's one other good fit out west, but I think it'll they'll go with Denver.
Yeah,
hmm.
I saw a lot of reports the Bucks are very interested, and I like that. Um, but
I think he should go to the Nets. I'm kidding.
Uh,
Um,
well,
I was
I
kidding.
do think he goes to the Nets. Strange enough. I hate this move, but I don't know. Sean Marks loves his all-star players, big names, whatever.
Over the age of 35.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I mean, Kyrie and Katie weren't that old when they got here, but whatever.
KG and P. Paul Pierce.
Oh, yeah, that trade, yeah. That trade, yeah. Um, Thanks for reminding me, by the way.
Jason Terry.
Yeah, yep, he was
Can't
also
forget
there.
that guy either.
Jason
So
Tatum, Jaylen
do you
Brown,
guys have any idea
Aaron
the other
Wallace.
athlete that I was gonna bring up?
Oh, but real quick, what I was gonna say, the Nets made a move for D'Lo, which while I absolutely love that move, it really didn't make a whole lot of sense other than like maybe you try to bring back the culture of that 2018 to 19 team, which they just don't really have right now. It's a losing team. Other than they try to flip him for Jimmy Butler,
That's fair.
alongside maybe Cam Thomas, if I don't
Why
know.
will I
I'll
ask
have to
real
look
quick
that up,
too?
but I think John Marks wants him. I
Do
don't
we
know why.
have Tyreek Hill landing spots?
I
I
think it's
get
Or is
still
it up
early
in
to
the air?
tell.
Tyreek Hill could go anywhere. I do think a team like,
Does
you
he go
know,
back to the
it's going to be
Chiefs?
very dependent on how the playoffs go. But say a team like the Bills don't make it to the Super Bowl this year,
That
I
could
could
be
see him going to
brutal.
the Bills.
I
They
could
need,
see him go back to the Chiefs.
No, the Chiefs
uh,
wanted the whole thing with the Chiefs is that he left for more money, and they're not going to give him the money
yeah.
he
What about
left.
like San
I can
Francisco? Is
see
that
it though
possible?
because the only receiver that's like untouchable in their system is Rasheed Rice, but
I
you
mean,
also don't know how he's gonna play coming
I like
off
the
another injury.
Chargers.
he
The
could be
Chargers
the
would be a good spot for him.
Chargers are a good spot. He could be the Eagles' number three receiver. No, just kidding.
I don't think here's the thing with Hill. He made it very clear that he wants to go to a winning team. Even though the Dolphins made it to
Mm-hmm.
the playoffs last year and they didn't have their starting quarterback for most of the year this year, he wants to go to a winning team. So I don't
Chargers
see him going to like a Patriots who need a receiver. I don't see
No,
him like the
that won't
Raiders.
happen.
Chargers or
That
Broncos
won't happen.
possibly. Those would
Yeah.
be talking.
Ooh,
The
I like the
Broncos is a
Broncos.
good
Yeah,
spot.
that could be good. He needs to go to a team that's probably like Ben said already in the playoffs this year.
Tyreek Hill and Cortland Sutton would be a great 1-2
That'd
We'll
be
be
punch.
talking about the Broncos a little later on some stuff that I cooked up for us later.
Who's that
The,
third player
this,
you got, Chris?
any ideas on who the third guy is? Yeah or
What
no?
position? Or not position? What team? What sport?
Yeah, we need
Football.
football.
It's a football player. There's been a lot of reports about him last night. I actually
Will
feel for the
Levis.
guy. No, I feel for the guy a lot though. After seeing I was watching a lot of
I
videos
think
on him last
unfortunately
night.
Will Levis is not going to be starting next year.
You know what?
Unfortunately.
Listen, I don't think any of you guys are gonna guess it, so
Wait,
I might as well throw
wait,
it out there.
wait. Did you guys see Will Levis's his last passing touchdown? By the way, it was the most Will Levis play ever. You guys got to look it up.
Oh,
He
like
just
a
I
sixty-five
got
yard.
seen
up
it.
into triple coverage, and the receiver somehow came.
I seen it. So the last guy that I have on here, and I'll explain why. Does anyone know why Charvarius Ward might be on the move?
Oh yes, I did see that. Yes. Uh,
Jake, Gabe, any thoughts here or no?
Not know.
No, I didn't
Okay,
see anything.
so as you know, I want to say it was what, 2 years ago, or was it last year, Ben?
I
The
think it
incident.
was last season.
Okay, we'll just say it was last season. If you both recall, he lost his daughter. It was
Hmm.
real young infant, in Cali. They were holding a press conference with him, and he basically stated that yes, he does really like San Fran, but the worst thing that's ever happened in his life happened there, and that he's thinking about looking towards new opportunity to try and get away from that. Because he basically stated that at late at night he can't sleep, he's like really going through it. And I really feel for the guy, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's pretty screwed up, man. So I'm wondering, do we have any spots for him?
I mean, he's a free agent, so
Yeah, he is, and he's a good cornerback. He's a
there's a
good
well,
number
corner.
of teams. I think a team like the Jags, they have a ton of money, like
yeah.
I
they always
think the
pay for
Colts are another team.
The Bengals need everything on
Because I
defense.
think in his ideal
He's going to get a
ideal
ton of money though. He's going to
I
get
think in his ideal point is he wants to be more so on the east side more than
The
anything. And I think if that's the case, then he's gonna be on like a Colts or a Jacksonville where
maybe.
he's
I
mainly on the
mean,
east.
both New York teams need another cornerback. The Giants corners
That's
suck.
a good thing. Does he go to a big
Jets,
market team like New
yeah.
York?
Yeah, the Jets could use a cornerback across
Especially after the
that
Giants
partner.
lost McKinney this past year.
yep.
So
Yeah,
it's up in the air
I can see that
on a guy
happening.
like that.
Yeah, maybe even the Dolphins, like the Dolphins could use another cornerback.
yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
get he's arguably the best player in
He's
the
good though. He's
series.
good.
He is great.
Some other news I got. Um, with the rumors heating up a little bit, I just wanted to just drop a quick prediction. Where does Miles Garrett go if he doesn't stay in Cleveland?
I hate to be a homer, but I mean, the Eagles are perfect.
Bro,
I don't
how
want to
would
be
the
a
Eagles
homer.
make that happen? How would they
Three
make
first round picks.
James Bradbury and Bryce Hoff.
No, I'm serious. Like
There's
if
no way that would happen.
I would trade three first round picks.
I
Uh,
think,
I think
Ben,
they would do
Trade
that.
three
I'm gonna
first
join
rounders.
you
Huh?
on the Homer pick here, Ben. Not only do I have a Miles Garrett jersey in this current room, and I think all three of you have seen me wear it before. That is one of my guys. Bring him to
I,
Philly.
I just think like if you look at the Eagles franchise has a history of like stud pass rushers. I mean, we had Reggie White, Brandon Graham,
Hassan.
yeah, those type of guys. And we're winning culture. He's been in Cleveland. Not a very winning culture, if you ask
See,
me.
I look at it as Miles Garrett is most
Well,
likely the best defensive player in Browns history already.
Oh yeah.
winning culture, Philadelphia. Did I get that right?
Bro, we're like the third
Like
winningest team since
one NBA
Um,
I don't know what
championship,
you're
one
talking
Super
about.
Bowl. You got
We're the
with
third
that
winningest
being
franchise.
you
said,
lost an
I don't
MLS
know.
Cup. That
I
I mean,
just
I
don't
guess
think the
that helps.
Browns
That
get
counts
rid of
for
him.
something.
I
with
think the Browns, if they want to win, they have to
give it
keep
just
get
give a
like Joe
prediction real
Thomas.
quick, Jake.
It's
Give
not
a
up to the
prediction.
Browns.
I can't. It's he's staying in
Jake,
Cleveland. Like
drop a prediction.
there's just no other.
All right. Gabe, drop a
It's up to
prediction.
him. I think like with
Carolina lost Brian Burns. Why not? They
I
can
here's
make
was
a move.
thinking that.
Okay.
here's the thing with Miles Garrett is he's not going to go anywhere unless they're a proven winner because he doesn't need to put up numbers. Like he's already a Hall of Famer
Um,
to win. That's
last
what I'm about.
bit of football news, NFL wise, that I have is we had a few firings and some let goes as of today and yesterday, which was Antonio Pierce got fired, Dougie Peterson got fired, Gerard Mayo, the Raiders GM, the Titans GM, and Matt Eberflus. So hopefully I got everybody on there, which is a lot of firings, which means there's going to be a lot of coaches moving around. And I'm going to throw this out there. Saints, no, you cannot have Kellen Moore. Go somewhere else.
They
Um,
also they also interviewed Mike Kafka, and they don't want Mike Kafka.
Well,
you cannot have Kellen
Joe
Moore. He's
Joe
off
Shane was
limits.
fired, right?
No,
Right? He was
No,
fired. Jake,
nope,
no, I don't
no,
think so.
not
nope.
fired.
I was so upset when Dan Gettleman retired, but you guys,
I wanna
maybe
touch
Gettleman and
base on something else real quick too while I'm at it. Has anybody been keeping up with the hockey world in here?
oh, of course. You already
Well, I
know.
know you have. How about the other two?
Well, I'll tell you what, the Rangers suck. So there's no point of me watching.
Um, first things first, I want to throw it out there. Lane Hudson, you are an absolute freak.
Yeah,
Ben, I know you've seen this kid. This kid is
he's gonna steal all the
unbelievable. He's
Calder.
on pace for 55 assists
Yeah, he's gonna steal the
as a
Calder.
rookie.
Yeah, he's gonna steal the Rookie of the Year from Matt Vey because Matt Vey's been on a crazy cold streak.
Yeah, no, he'll get it together soon
I mean, he
enough.
will,
I mean,
but
yo,
Lane
but
Hudson
that's
is
if
the best.
Celebrini doesn't win it though. And Celebrini's nasty. That kid is gross. Um, Ben, I know you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about here compared to the other two, but I'm gonna extend an invite, and I know this doesn't always happen, but every blue moon I like to extend an invite. So I like to extend an invite to two guys who recently learned what it feels to F around and find out. Um, Jake McCabe and Max Domi, you are invited to join the podcast because I'd like to know how that beatdown from Garnet Hathaway felt after you decided to elbow the man in the head and then he knocked you out. Don't go after a fighter if you can't take it back.
That is an
Jake
oddly
and
specific
Gabe, if you guys
reference.
didn't see it, a guy named Max Domi literally went up to one of the Flyers fighters and illegally threw his elbow up in the air at the dude's head and then
Dang,
proceeded to get knocked out.
that's crazy.
He was also fined $5,000. So, how does it feel to play dirty? Um, yeah, that was quite funny. I just had to throw that out there. Last bit of news, then I'm gonna get us into some other stuff, unless if anybody else. Does anybody else have any news to throw in before I throw in the last little bit?
I do. Okay, I do have a question for the hockey guys on here, real quick.
Go for it.
First off, Devils are like 1-4 in their last five, so not great, but like whatever, they're still playing pretty well overall.
They
How do
are
we
still a very competitive team. Go on.
how how have they played 43 games and the Rangers have played 39 up to this point? How is that possible? How are
It's
they 4 games? How have they played four more games than the Rangers?
Hey,
Or
you want to
the
hear
The
something? Want
NHL
to hear something
scheduling is
weird?
the
kind of
Senators have
weird.
played 38. How 30 the Lightning 37? How's that even possible?
The
Five.
NHL scheduling's weird. It's real weird.
How do you
Yeah.
schedule it that weird? I've never seen that.
I
Thing
don't
is,
know,
like
man.
some in the early like depending on how it goes, like the NHL is it's similar to the NBA, but their scheduling is way worse than the
Gabe, you
NBA,
you
so
know
they
it's
barely do
a
back to back.
problem though, Ben. The part of it could be traveling from Canada back and
Yeah.
forth. Could also
Yeah?
deal with that.
Okay, that makes sense.
It might be just as weird as that in the wild card spot right now on where we're at on the eastern side and stuff. There's like 8 teams that are like 5 points apart. It's like the Flyers, Columbus, Tampa. Montreal, they're all like one, they're all like 5 points
Oh
apart.
yeah.
It's like Pittsburgh's in there too. It's like
Yeah,
all up
from
in the air
Pittsburgh
for the
to the
wild card.
Islanders, they're all 4 points apart between
Yeah,
the
it's nuts. I'm like,
between
what
like
is
the
going
five
on?
of
Like
them.
every team's just like fighting right now.
Yeah. If you're a seller in this year at the trade deadline, you could get a ton because there's going to be a lot of
It's
buyers, I think.
true. It's true.
I have one
Now,
I have one little comment to make.
drop it.
It's kind of news, but it's more a comment. Christian Pulisic is him. That's all I'm going to say. That's
I
all.
Dang.
respect that.
all
That
I
guy, that
respect
guy's
that.
Actually,
He
insane.
actually just had one of the best games of any
Blue
U.S.
Captain
NBA
America.
player ever. So
Did you
I
see
don't
that pass?
that pass, that goal, like
Jake, what do you have to say?
shout out
Uh,
to WWE. Monday Night Raw is
Ah,
officially on
John Cena.
Netflix. Officially on Netflix for the very first time. Watched the entire show. It was great.
Yo, I'm
was
not
John
gonna
Cena there? I
lie.
didn't see him. I
I'm
didn't.
not gonna lie. I didn't watch it, but they had my goat there, so I'm
It
kind of
was
happy
great.
for
Well,
that.
Roman Reigns is the tribal chief again, so that's
You
all that
don't
matters.
even know who my goat is, Jake.
The Rock or the Undertaker? Which one?
The Undertaker.
I was gonna say.
I'm a
It
diehard
can only be
Undertaker
those
fan.
two. If it was
Him
anyone
and
else,
Randy,
I
him
wouldn't
and
pick.
Randy Orton are my one and two forever. Um, last little bit of news that I'm gonna drop on all three of you, and you're gonna be like, "Of course he said this. Why wouldn't I say this?"
Yeah.
Welcome in Noah Thomas, Zion, and Zachariah Branch. Go Dogs! I'm ready. I'm ready for it next year. Yes, we did
Wait,
get eliminated.
how is that college
But I'm
football
ready for it
playoff?
next year. Listen, we got the
How is that
best two
first spot to the
brothers
playoff?
coming in from USC. And guess what? One of our only problems throughout the whole year was receivers. And now we got two great receivers coming in on top of some other studs. And yes, you can also throw at me and be like, yo, aren't you losing like 10 different guys this offseason? Yeah, we are, because there's like eight or nine guys who already declared for the draft.
Yep.
And at least like a good 4 or 5 of them are going in the first and second rounds of the draft, which is gonna be tough, especially
Shout out
since we're gonna
Jalen
be down our
Walker.
quarterback.
I'm very excited to talk about the CFP.
We're gonna be down our quarterback, and I'm not very confident in Gunnar Stockton at all. Not at
Really?
all.
I don't know
Like his
how you
last
were
game?
confident
I
in
don't
Carson
care that he
Beck.
broke Georgia records
Dude,
like
I told
in
you
high
the
school. I'm
entire
not
season
proud of him.
Carson Beck was trash, and then he proved me to be.
No, Beck isn't trash. He didn't play. He was hurt.
Well, I know he was hurt, but like he was still
Gunnar Stockton
the
is
last three
trash.
weeks of the season. You guys almost lost to Georgia Tech solely because
We had no receivers, is what you're not understanding here. When you have no receivers, you can't
you're a
blame the
good quarterback.
quarterback.
If you're a
We
good,
don't have a tight end, we have no receivers, and we have a running back. That's it.
look
We
at
just
Tanner
have a running
McKee.
back.
Tanner McKee had no receivers and he cooked the Giants. Like
Hold on, we'll talk
The
about him a
Giants
little
backups.
later.
What are we
We'll talk
talking
about
about?
he
him a
was your
little
starter. You
later.
started all of
Listen,
your
that's
players.
my whole ordeal here. We don't have
Better backups
receivers.
than any other
Listen,
team.
you know what? I might as well drop it on you once again because you guys it doesn't seem to click in any of your heads yet. Do you realize who two of the best rookies were this year in the NFL? Yeah, one's
Malik
name is Lad
Neighbors,
McConkey, who was
Malik Neighbors,
unbelievably
and
great for the
Jalen.
Chargers this
Malik
year,
Neighbors,
set rookie
Brock
records
Bowers.
in LA. And if you haven't seen, Brock Bowers was debatably the best tight end in football this year. Make debate a wall. Debate a wall. If
Penn
anybody has to
State
say
doesn't have
Travis
receivers
Kelsey,
this year either,
leave.
so I don't want to hear
If
it.
anyone has to say Travis Kelsey in here right now, leave. You will be very
All I'm
incorrect.
saying is Penn State only has one person that can catch passes. So,
Guess what? We'll be touching base on that. I promise you.
yeah, we
I
have.
promise you. I cooked up something for you, Ben. I cooked
Okay.
up something for you then. All right, moving on so that we can try and start to speed through things a little bit. I have the MLB Hall of Famer list that thankfully Jake pulled up for me. So now we have it's a good amount of names on here. We're just gonna go quick right through it. Yes or no's. That's all I want. And then we'll move into our players of the week. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
Starting off, Carlos Gonzalez. Yes or no?
No.
Nah, nah. I'm joking. No, there's no chance. No chance.
Gabe?
Look, I don't know baseball history, so Jake, you're answering for me here. Unless it's a Mets player.
He played for like 14 years and
You know a
he
good
was like
amount of
above
these
average
names
every
though,
year.
Gabe.
I'm sure
I'm
I'll
gonna
look
go
him.
with no, but very good player.
Yeah,
He's
he's
in
gonna
the
be in the Hall
very
of Fame.
good. He's in the Hall of Very Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, Gabe, you should know this one. Curtis Granderson.
Nope.
No. Curtis
No.
Great
Granderson
guy.
was very
Great
good
guy.
though as well.
He's a
Yeah,
great guy.
I love the Granny man. I wish I watched baseball when
He
he was
was a
playing.
Yankee and a Met.
Prime. Yeah. I didn't watch baseball when he was a Yankee, unfortunately.
Gabe.
I'm gonna go no.
Okay. Felix Hernandez. I'm gonna go with yeah.
No, he's not.
He's one of the only good players in Seattle's history.
I
He was
mean,
lighting it up.
Which is so funny and so sad, but no, he's
He
not.
was
it's
lighting it
rough.
up.
It's
He
rough.
didn't play longer.
I love Felix
He has a
Hernandez.
perfect
Yes.
game. He has a Cy Young, but
His
he just
longevity is not there.
he was like an average player for most of his
He
career.
was done by the age of
Come on.
he was cooked by the
Come
age of
on, guys.
I just don't think he
Guys.
will. It's not like the NBA. Just because he pitched for like 12 years doesn't mean he's
yeah.
not good.
It's really hard to make
NBA
it.
is the hall of like mediocre, so
Yeah, the Hall
Oh,
of if he played
guys.
15 years.
yeah.
I like Felix Hernandez, man. All right.
I like
If
him.
anybody in here says no, you're getting kicked out the call. Ichiro.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he should get 100%, and I think he'll become the second player to
Consensus.
do it.
Yeah.
And
Right
who
now,
was the first, Jake? For the casuals who don't know, who was the first?
Mariano Rivera,
Thank
I,
you.
and
I
then
have
Jeter got 99.
I have the Hall of Fame ballot tracker pulled up right now, and Ichiro is the only one at 100% right now.
Dustin
For a no
Pedroia. I'm gonna go with no.
Oh, he's on the Hall of Fame ballot already. I remember he was in the league.
Yeah, I'm going with no. He had a good career, but no, he's not. He's not a Hall of Famer.
He didn't have enough power, so I'm gonna say no. But he was a force to watch when every time the Yankees matched up against the Red Sox.
Okay,
Hated him.
Brian McCann.
No, he was also
I
a
don't think
cheater.
so
He's not,
either.
he's not gonna get in.
Yeah, he probably won't, especially since Pete Rose still ain't in there. This next one should be a yes from everyone as well. CC Sabathia.
Yes.
Oh wow. I didn't realize he's
That's
up.
that's a
One of
100%
the
guy right
greatest.
there.
He won't get 100%. There's gonna be
Yeah.
someone that.
Well, he's already not.
Who's
already-
the
Yeah.
who's the
already at
guy who's gonna
85.
say no? There's no way.
It's because he wasn't the best fielder.
I don't care.
Chris,
I
he's
don't
already
know.
not getting. It's already 100% confirmed. He's not getting 100% because I have the ballot tracker pulled up right now, which tracks all the public ballots, and he's
Stupid.
at 90%. So
Dang. I mean,
Ichiro's at 100 still. Though.
Next up,
BC was one of the best lefties ever.
Jimmy Rollins, my boy.
Wow.
I'm going with yeah.
I'm going with
I,
no.
I love Jimmy Rollins.
I love Jimmy Rollins, and he's a great
Oh.
player. Philly.
You
Wall
really
of
don't think he'll
Famer, but
make it?
All I'm gonna say, Chris, because we
two
had
Phillies
we had
infielders
this.
on here. We can only have one of them, and the other one is better.
we had this debate, Chris.
I
Jimmy
agree
Rollins
with
is a
that, but
career below average hitter, unfortunately. He's
Yeah.
not making
But it's
it.
mainly because okay, but the thing is that's a dumb stat in my opinion because the last 3 years of his career, but like the rest of
Still,
it,
did you
like
just curse?
no,
Kick him off.
what?
Now you gotta bleep yourself twice.
3 times now.
Wait, how is that not allowed? Wait, that's not a
I don't know. We
No, it's
said
not
it.
allowed.
really. I'm not gonna
And
remember to bleep
yeah,
that.
now he's getting double punished. Uh-oh.
We'll see if I remember to bleep
Next
that.
up we got Chase Utley.
No.
Yes.
Yes, yes. He's one of the best second basemen since 2000. Yes.
No.
I agree with that.
Right now he's at 51%, so he's probably gonna get in eventually.
Oh, that's okay. 51% is interesting, but I mean, here's what I like. Okay, Todd Helton. This is my comparison. Todd Helton, um, took a very long time
Do
to
you
get in.
think Utley's better than Holland?
No, and the
I
stats
Really?
show he is 20% worse than Todd Helton.
I
And
but he had
I,
Colorado, so I don't.
it, he did have Colorado, yes, but at the same time, Todd Helton took so long. I think it took more than 4 or 5 years for Todd Helton to make it to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, it
Chase
took.
I
Utley
will
might not be a
admit I do
first.
like me some Todd Helton
He
though.
might not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I just don't think he gets in the Hall of Fame at all.
Gabe?
I think he gets it.
No,
He's
Gabe?
at
Here's
51%,
All right.
then like he'll get in. Yeah.
Jake, the guy
Mike.
that you called sneaky, Ben Zobrist.
No,
It's
he's not
it's
getting it.
interesting, okay?
I don't
So
think so.
I see the
here,
argument, but he's not getting it.
yeah, here's the thing. Ben Zobrist, in my eyes, isn't one when you think of his name, but I will give an argument for him. He created the modern day utility man because before him, there wasn't a guy that played every day in a different position. So I see why he should make it is because he created a whole new position for the MLB, but his stats show that he shouldn't make it. And the
I can
Hall of
name a
Fame for
better
baseball,
utility man right now.
too.
If this was like an
Weston
NFL style
Wilson.
Hall of
I'm
Okay.
Fame,
kidding.
if
I'm
this was an
kidding.
NFL style Hall of Fame, he would get in.
I think he
But
does get in any
Gabe,
other Hall of Fame, but MLB only looks at stats,
yeah,
unfortunately.
you don't seem very, very hyped there, Gabe.
Yeah, I like that reasoning. I don't know.
Okay.
He also did finish third in MVP voting one year
What
ago.
about David Wright?
nope, nope.
Gabe? Gabe's saying yeah. He's saying yeah.
I
He's
mean, the
saying
Mets
yeah.
fan has to
I'm
say yeah,
saying
but
no.
Man,
like
that was quick.
David Wright was great, but no.
he didn't play long enough. He had a great prime, but
Ooh.
he ended
You
really.
think he's not going to get in ever? Or you think he's going to get in eventually?
I don't think he's ever going to get in, unfortunately.
All right,
He had a
Jake.
12-year career, which, like Ben said, might not be long enough, which is crazy, but
Let me put it to you this way,
he
right?
has similar stats to Todd Helton.
Let me name
Played
another
better
guy
defense.
who's had a long career so far. He's still playing. He's a third baseman. Do you think Nolan Arenado's in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's the best defensive third baseman of all
yeah.
time. Um,
Okay. Now, David Wright may not have played as many years, but David Wright was still a really good bat.
oh
Well, here's
my
the thing.
God.
It's his prime. David Wright's prime is a Hall of Fame prime. It's just
Exactly.
This is my argument with Chase Utley and with Jimmy Rollins. Yes, they deserve in their prime, but their fall off was very hard.
yeah, but Chase Utley was for longer than
But as soon as
yeah,
Chase
right.
Utley left the Phillies, he was meh.
Yeah, but I mean, he left when he was like 36 or something. Like,
Yeah. All
Chris,
right.
what do you say?
This is so hard for
Last
me.
Okay.
It's a toss up. I'm
I
gonna
say
say
yeah.
no that he
Ah,
doesn't make it.
last name that we got on here is Ian Kinsler,
No.
which is unfortunate because I really do like Ian Kinsler, but I
wait,
don't
I
think he'll
gotta
make
toss
it.
out one more name because he's very controversial. Well, he's controversial for writers, but you ready for this name, Chris?
What name are you about to throw out?
Andrew Jones. I think he should. I don't know how he isn't in already. He's one of the most underrated players of all time.
Andrew Jones should be in it.
Bro, look at it. Look up Andrew Jones's stats. They're actually insane.
I
He
know his stats. He should be in it. I'm
he
not saying no to that.
he's one of the
I'll tell
best.
you this: if Andrew Jones makes it, or if Chase Utley makes it, then Andrew Jones deserves to make it.
Andrew,
Agreed.
right now he's at 73%, and if for
All
those of you
right.
who don't know, you need 75% to get in. So he's right there.
Quick yes or no from Gabe.
no.
Okay. Moving into the first segment, we got our players of the week. It's been a little bit since we had these guys.
Kind of spoiled mine, unfortunately. I just had to bring it up.
Dang. Then who
You
is it, Ben? Say it
spoiled
again.
it?
Say it again, Ben.
Yeah, Captain America, Christian Pulisic. It's my player of the week. Sorry, guys, I'm going first. For those of you that don't know, he plays for AC Milan, which is one of the biggest clubs in the world. Um,
Enlighten the people.
I've been to their stadium, the San Siro, one of the best stadiums in the world. Oh my God, when you Google AC Milan, fireworks pop up on Google. Wait, that's sick.
Yeah,
Anyway,
because they just won.
yeah. Well, yeah, they played in a Italian Cup final, which was a big deal. They haven't won a trophy in a long time. I can't remember the last. It might have been a decade plus since they've won
They
a
also
trophy.
Inter hadn't lost, or they had won their past five straight matches in
Yeah.
like convincing fashion.
So, just to give a quick recap, 0-0 at halftime, very cagey match. Second half starts, Inter score two, or well, okay, Lautaro Martinez scored at the end of the first half. So it was 1-0, but it was basically like, whatever, okay. Very cagey first half. They come out, immediately score 2-0. It's like, oh God, like it's already it's cooked. Inter was dominating at that point. Then AC Milan get a goal, and then eventually Christian Pulisic goes crazy. Um, and he scores a goal, great goal, and then at the end of regulation, in the 93rd minute, crazy disgusting pass to Rafael Leao, who crosses it over. Tammy
Tammy
Abraham,
Abraham, I think.
yeah, Tammy Abraham scores the winner, goes crazy. Christian Pulisic won player of the match. Well, he should have. I don't know if he did, but he
I think
definitely.
Teo Hernandez did, but I mean, he had an amazing match. And it's also worth noting. Sorry to steal your player of the week and whatever, talk about him for a little bit, but AC Milan has been going through managers like crazy. His entire career, Christian Pulisic had never really had a stable like managerial tenure, I guess, even in the national team with Greg Berhalter, even though he was there for much longer than he should have been. And it just shows like no matter who's in charge of the team, he's always going to shine.
Yeah,
Gabe, did your player of the week have something to do with this as well? You
It
seem
does not.
very
But I just feel very passionate when talking about Christian Pulisic and the U.S. men's
okay.
national.
look, I
Okay.
think Christian. I think he's found a great fit at AC Milan. The only issue with AC
I've
Milan,
always
like
liked him.
like like you said, they just run through manage in the Italian league. They just run through managers. Like as soon
Ben,
any sign of dismay,
you
they
brought up something to my eyes that I forgot to mention earlier. Congrats to USA on the World Hockey Juniors.
oh yeah, what a
Let's
great game
go.
by the way. The final
Let's
for that was
go.
awesome. Another
Congrats.
actually, honestly, like very similar to the AC Milan final. They were down 3-1, and then had a
Hmm.
crazy comeback. Although I will say that overtime being 3-on-3 for that for the championship is kind of dumb, but we'll take it.
Also, before I forget, before I'm gonna make Gabe go next, just because he's got a smirk on over there, so I'm very curious. Before I forget too, while we were on break, Cutter Gochi, I wanted to say, you're also invited on the podcast. I love how you told everybody that you circled it on your calendar just to do nothing the whole game.
That
Thank
was
you.
so funny. Yeah, he had one of the
Um,
highlights of his season.
Gabe, you're next.
Okay, I have a really interesting one. Um, my player of the week is not a person or a team. It's actually an entire league. So
Is
before
this
this
allowed?
episode,
Yeah, it's
I was
allowed.
debating just doing D'Lo because my boy is back in Brooklyn. It's about time we got him back. An interesting trade to make. Came out of nowhere, but I love it. So glad to
Show
have
off the
him.
back of that jersey.
It's D'Lo.
There you go, fans. It is a D'Lo jersey in
It
the
is D'Lo. It's
flesh.
not Mikal Bridges. Um,
He
yeah.
wishes it was
So
Mikal Bridges.
I mean, he was solid. I liked him in Brooklyn, but whatever. His time was over.
Yeah,
He needed to go to the Monday team.
yeah.
Um, yeah. All right, Jake. But the reason I chose the NBA. We were talking about it a little bit before the episode. We didn't really go into it too much, but as somebody that I grew up a die-hard NBA fan, it
So
was
did
all
I.
I watched. It was literally the only sport I cared about, other than football, maybe for a couple weeks until the Giants eventually had a losing record, and I kind of lost interest in them. Right? The NBA was all I cared about, and over the past couple of years, whether it's been because uh, I've become interested in more sports, or
Fallen.
likely, in my opinion, the quality of the game has just gone down drastically. I don't know if you guys agree with me. Jake, it might
Yeah.
be a little bit different because your team is doing really well. But
Nice, but
I
like
mean,
still, it's not like making me want to like watch the games as much
yeah,
as
exactly.
would
When
have.
I watch games, which
The
it,
Sixers could be undefeated right now, and I still wouldn't care enough to
that's
fully
the
watch a
thing.
game.
Like the games all feel the same. There's a bunch of transition threes. Everybody kind of plays the same way. There's a lot of the same style of
There's no
basketball.
defense.
Meanwhile, if you're the NBA, you have guys like Wembanyama who are gonna be some of the best players of all time. You have Wembanyama, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic. If you market the right guys and you really put it out there the right way, and you put some sort of emphasis on playing more possession basketball, I don't know, less threes, whatever you want to
The
do.
foul calling's got to get changed.
There's a lot of things that just make it impossible to watch. The foul calling, like
Let
the
me put it to you this way. Part of the thing that really you know, arose to me in a sense was back when I can't even recall the team that we were playing because it kind of went one year and out the other because I kind of looked into it but kind of didn't at the same time. If you recall the Andre Drummond where they kicked him out of the game and then the ref said I effed up and let him back in the game
oh yeah,
and then
yeah.
she gave Embiid a personal attack. Like what? Like why are we? Like what is going on here? Like it's just the refs just throw their power around like crazy in this league, and it's not fun. It doesn't make it fun.
I
The sport's not. There's not enough
I
contact there
honestly
either.
think it's too fast to watch. Like if I'm celebrating like someone on my team hitting a three, and then I can't celebrate it because the other team already chucked up a shot. My team has the ball again and already chucked up another shot. It's just like the game is moving too fast where everybody's just pulling up from three and that's it, and it's very boring to watch. You can't
Yeah.
Yeah.
celebrate about anything.
I think the NBA has some solutions. I think first and foremost, this doesn't really have anything to do with what we were talking about. They need to do the expansion like ASAP. The the there's too much talent in the league. Like there's like three teams that are trash. There should no. I kind of some I as a fan like obviously you don't want your team to be trash, but for a league you need like five
Well,
or six
I
trash.
mean, 80% of both conferences make the playoffs, and that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's also a factor too. Making a playoffs or making the play in, which should be abolished, and I never liked that idea from the beginning. It's not an accomplishment. Like in the MLB, it's an accomplishment, and that's why you have stories like the New York Mets, where everybody stops and is like, "All right, what's going on here with this team that was horrible, and now they're kind of turning around." Especially in the NFL too, where you have these teams that turn around halfway through this year, and then they kind of hit their stride in the playoffs and make the
Yeah.
Super Bowl or whatever. You don't really have that in the NBA. Is that because there's 7 game series? I don't know. It could be the style of play. It could just be not enough stories. Anyway, my player of the week, NBA. Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Well, yeah, Gabe, what also doesn't make sense to me is that, like, with baseball, it makes sense if it's a 5 or 7 game series because they actually play series throughout the year. With
Yeah.
basketball, you don't play a series, you play a different opponent every game. So, like,
Yeah.
why does it randomly then
Sometimes you
go?
might get the same team back to
Yeah,
back, but
but like,
that's
why does
rare.
it randomly then go to a 5 or 7 game series when you don't do that ever in the
Yeah,
regular season?
I think they should revert it back to like the 90s rules where the first series was like 3 games and
Yeah.
five. The conference finals and the championship were seven. Kind of like baseball. Again, I like the way baseball does it, where as it goes on, there's more and more games because people want to see the
Yeah.
better teams play more. But like the first
Exactly.
round
Why am I
series,
watching game 4 of a series where the team's up 3-0 on the eighth seed?
yeah, like I don't care about that.
Yeah.
But
Jake, player of the week.
Okay, my player of the week. Uh, Not a shocker at all because I always pick my guys, but I'm
honestly,
actually
no.
wearing his jersey. Malik Neighbors. Uh,
Yes. There it
Ooh.
is.
First of
Hey,
all,
Jake,
shout out to
before
Brock
you say
Bowers.
anything, Jake,
What?
oh, you can finish your shout out to Brock Bowers real
Yeah,
quick.
shout out to Brock Bowers because he just broke the rookie reception um in a single season, the rookie reception stat. But Malik Neighbors also broke it this year. He
Um,
also broke it. He broke it by one catch.
I'm glad you kind of
Bowers
brought that
over
up
Neighbors.
because then I could drop something else real quick, which has to do along the lines of that. Do you recall a while back that you said whoever won the fantasy football league and our podcast can get your signed the league neighbors helmet?
I did not say
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you
I
did.
just did
Go
not
into
say
the
that.
go
That,
into the files.
no, I said
Go
Saquon Bar. I
in.
said this plaque that I still have that I don't want.
All right, well
I did
you
not
you
say
owe that
neighbors.
you owe that to Benjamin Lotman.
Ben, you get this plaque. Do you want it?
Sure.
Cool. I'll bring it
Yeah,
next
it's
time.
no fun turn
All
that.
right,
Uh,
yeah. So now you know Ben's a winner.
Jake,
And
he did also break the record for most receptions in the season by
yes,
some
that
Giants players.
yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up, Gabe.
who's a
He
better rookie, him or Lad?
Saquon Barkley. Or Saquon Barkley.
Uh,
Yeah.
what?
I'm all confused here. Malik Neighbors.
I think Lad.
No, but Gabe, you're right. Neighbors just broke the also not just the rookie, but the Giants receptions record, which
Wouldn't have
is
broke it if you
insane.
rested him.
He is a rookie, and he already has the most catches in Giants history with four quarterbacks that suck.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say
And
Tim.
Yo, hey,
that led to a lot
hey,
of
hey,
success.
hey, hey. Where do you get four?
Daniel Jones sucks. Tommy
Okay,
DeVito sucks. Drew
okay.
Lock sucks.
No, no. Who's the last one?
And then TB12, Tim Boyle
Tim Boyle, yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, no, Drew Lock's okay.
Shout
You
out to
seen how
Drew
he
Lock
played against
though.
it. You seen how he played against
I mean,
Colts.
Yeah, you see how he played against the Eagles backups though?
Drew Lock just has one good game a season.
Yeah.
This season he
It
won.
was when he was on Seattle against the
Last season
Eagles.
he cooked us
Yeah,
on
you guys
Seattle.
remember that one game against the Eagles pretty well, I'm sure.
Dude, that was one of the worst Eagles games I've ever watched.
Oh,
Any other
I guess it must
finishing
be
thoughts
sick.
on Malik Neighbors, Jake?
Jake, you remember that?
Before
He's
I
a
take it
dog. Yeah,
away.
I want to
absolutely.
say one thing about Malik Neighbors. It's crazy how good he is, but you know what's even crazier is he wasn't even the best rookie wide receiver.
You know what's crazier than that?
What? Who was?
Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh,
One,
true. Well,
he's just
yards wise, yes. Touchdowns wise, yes. But I mean, receptions, hey, his
Lad
name.
McConkey over both.
Nah, it's crazy. It's
Um,
actually crazy.
you know though, guys, I think I picked the best player of the week out of anybody here.
Is it because you met
oh,
him?
I wonder who it is. I have no idea.
Did you
Me
meet
I
him?
too.
always gotta give him player of the week when you meet him. I always have to. And this is the
Hey,
most random player of the
he's
week I think
undefeated
I've
as a
ever
starter,
done.
right? Right, Chris? Undefeated as a starter.
He is undefeated as a starter. Yo, I'm sorry. I have nothing wrong with. I don't want to drop names yet to the fans out there. I have nothing wrong with this team's QB2, but I think this guy should be QB2.
Wait,
I think this guy
Chris.
should be
Wait,
QB2.
Chris. Does that mean that he's not even the backup quarterback?
He's technically not, but he should be. He's technically not, but he should be because that's my guy. And listen, um, to let the fans know, my player of the week is Tanner McKee. The Mormon Missile. Uh,
The
he is,
is he Mormon?
I believe so.
I mean, I hope
He is a
so.
stud, bro. This guy is that guy. You know, he's one of the only guys that I actually like out of Stanford. I hate UCMC. That being said, you know, I mean, he's been doing pretty good. You can't hate. I know the Giants fans over there aren't hating on this guy, right?
No, we're actually praising him. We wanted him to
Yeah,
win.
why not? I mean, listen, hey, I got the photo proof right there. If it will load a little bit, me and my cousin with them that I'm always with when I go to these things. You know, I got the signature right there.
That's sick.
Um, I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's pretty funny because if you don't know, like I said, I usually go to Chickies and see these guys. This man walked through the front door in the most casual outfit I could ever see, and my cousin goes, "Is that him?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I couldn't tell." And he goes, "Dude, how can you not tell? Look at his forehead." I was like, "Oh my
Oh my
God, he
God.
is tall, dude. He's like 6'5". I was
Wait,
like,
no one else recognized him?
no, no. Me and my cousin were like the only two people to walk up to him, and then like
To be fair though,
the security guy was like, "Yo, like we need him." I was like, "Okay."
Philadelphia is the only city where the fans know who their QB3 is, I feel
Exactly. And to
Hey,
back you up on that, I went into
I
when
like Tanner McKee though.
I met Tommy DeVito at the OVO store a couple over the summer, and I was the only person to recognize him. And
that's
meanwhile, he
crazy.
was the starting quarterback at the time.
Jake,
That's crazy.
I got a question for you, Jake.
What?
Who won the football predictions?
Oh,
Wait, hold on. I thought there was a tie, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Who
okay.
won the football predictions?
So
You definitely looked at it. Okay.
last week
All right.
Am
there
I still
was
on
a tie.
first?
Hey, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out because I want you guys to have a genuine reaction. That's why I didn't ask you to.
I don't know anything
So
right now.
last week there was a tie heading into this week
With me and Gabe.
with Chris and with Gabe, yes. And I ran a few calculations because I was like, okay, I could have done the math wrong. I usually did math during class, so I wasn't really paying attention to either or. Um, so, so I redid the calculations and I went through literally before we met today, and I added up everyone's wins and losses. Um, and we have a
Was
winner.
answer? Oh, we have a winner. There's no
We have a
tie.
winner.
There's
There's
no
no
tie.
tie.
Oh
There's no
my
tie.
God.
I'll start from the bottom to the actually I'll go fourth
Start
place,
with the
fifth place,
loser.
and then
Start with the
first.
loser. Punish him.
The loser doing the punishment, which Ben, you are the loser
Mayo
by
and
three
coffee.
games. You lost by 3 games to me.
Dang.
Doing
Mayo and
all the
coffee.
calculations, you had 171 wins and
So
100
how many was it?
losses.
100?
171. Which I mean, give us. I want to give us all props.
Yeah, that's
All
really
of our
not that bad
predictions
for
are
that.
insane.
Everybody went over 500, right?
Everybody went over like 700.
Oh,
Like, come
Yeah, let
on.
me see.
okay. Okay.
Jake, you said 171 and 101.
Yes, which is 272, which is how many games are in a season.
Okay.
So that winning percentage is a good 600.
62%.
Yeah, 69%. So congrats, Ben, but
Who
you also
was
got
third?
last.
Yeah, but
So
I also
that's
won the fantasy league. So like, what does this say about ball knowledge? I don't know.
that's true. That's true. Unfortunately, you still have to do punishment next episode. So, um,
Could
third
have did it
place,
this episode if you wanted to, but
third place, 8 games back from second place. So a whole 8 games
Okay, Chris.
is me at 174.
okay, Chris. Oh.
So technically, Ben, you were 12 games back of first place. So you could have technically came back last week if the first place person got
Ben,
all
you know what
games
hurt
back.
you, Ben? All those weeks of
The Titans.
tighten up, or
Well, you
let's
know what
go
hurt me?
Carolina.
You know what hurt me? Picking the Giants for the first like 9 weeks.
When
Yeah,
So
you
her
kind
when
of
her
he
Ben was
did do
picking
that.
the
So.
Carolina Panthers over the Chiefs.
That was week
okay,
one. How do you? I don't know why you.
first
Literally,
place.
Wait, second place.
No, first place, because you're gonna know who got first place
Yeah.
or who got second place.
Wait, what are the records? What are the difference?
1 game.
Wow.
It is a difference of 1 game. Everybody, congrat with 183 wins and 89 losses. Chris Borgia, you are the winner this year.
Go dogs.
So
Go dogs.
Gabe won.
I got
No
that Kirby
dogs. They didn't
smart
help you.
brain.
They
I
didn't
got that
help you at
Kirby.
all.
Take your glasses away. Take your glasses and throw them. Throw them at the wall.
Gabe, you
Throw
had
them at the wall.
182 wins, which is just
Not bad.
1 game shy of
Kirby
Chris.
smart.
And I'll tell
I
you
got
what,
listen. I want to thank my family. I want to thank Kirby Smart, and I want to thank Saquon
looking
Barkley.
looking at this last week, Gabe, if you just picked the Bengals over the Steelers, that's all
Yeah,
it took to
that was
tie
a
it
bad mistake.
up. And
I
I
don't know
mean,
what we would have done if it was a tie, though.
I think we would have added up whoever won the playoff predictions, which we
Yeah.
could get into right now.
Nah, they're not. They're not intertwining with our regular season predictions.
No, they're not. They're resetting, but we can do our playoff predictions right now.
are we doing like
Fresh-
this just for this week, or are we going to do like a bracket?
I think we should do it like we've been doing, where
Week
the
by
total
week.
every week it adds up, and we see who wins the playoffs. Because
Alright.
if you do a bracket, you can lose first week.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
Are
So
we
I think we
really
should
gonna
get
do
to
a
it.
bracket for the playoffs though? Because there's already a lot doing it
Uh,
week by week.
No,
I thought we
let's
might as well just do picks.
Let's
yeah,
do
let's-
picks.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Ben, do you know how much time we've been recording for? Out of curiosity, it'll determine what
I
what goes
honestly
on in this episode.
no clue. No clue. Probably
W
like
Zoom. Chris, let's just get into the picks right now, and then let's do one more segment after that. How does that sound?
I feel like it hasn't been more than like an hour and a half.
We started around like 45 minutes ago, I think.
It's been less than an hour. 100% been less than an hour. I just checked. Yeah, it's been less than an hour, so we're good.
So are we 45 minutes in? Does
About.
anyone know?
We're more
That
than
sounds good
45
to me.
minutes, in, but it's been
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want to do yet because I don't know.
Chris, let's go straight into the picks then.
yeah. Let's
All
do
right.
Yeah, let's do pick.
do the AFC first because that's
We'll see after the picks how I feel. It'll determine if we really have fun with this here.
All
All
right.
right.
Well, do you want to announce the
Why
picks, or do
AFC?
you want me to do it?
It's on Saturday. AFC is first, and then
Yeah,
Let's start with first game and then move on. I don't know why we're getting Saturday football games, but okay.
it's wild card weekend.
yeah. So which one's the
Ooh, yo. That might not be a bad idea. Nothing. I'm just thinking in my head.
okay? What's the first game on Saturday? Is it the
Chargers, Texans.
Chargers Texans?
Which, by the way, I think this is the hardest pick out of the entire week.
I
Yeah, it's a tough
call
one.
it the
It
second
ain't
hardest.
a hard pick.
I'm calling it the second hardest, but it's
It
also
ain't a
not
hard
hard.
pick, fellas.
It's only hard because it's an upset, but I'm going with the Chargers.
Fellas.
I'm going with the Chargers.
Chargers,
Technically not an
Gabe,
upset, by the way. I'm also going
Well,
Chargers, but
yeah, technically not an
Gabe,
upset because they are
Jake.
favored, but
Did you give your pick, Chris?
No, I want to go last.
Okay,
what's
because
your
I'm
first?
also here's the thing. I said in the beginning of the year it's going to be Lions versus Texans for the Super Bowl, but my gut and me wanting to win this pick'em because I lost the last one or came in third place, I'm going with my head and I'm picking the Chargers.
You know, I thought the Texans would be in the Super Bowl too this year, and they've had a lot of injuries.
Exactly.
And it ain't a hard pick here, guys. I'm going with the Chargers and my boy Lat McConkey. Give it to him.
Here's the thing too, since there's less games, your picks matter more. You can't make them up like you could throughout the season.
will we see an island pick this entire playoff series?
Yes, because
That's
Gabe's gonna make
possible.
an island pick on the next one.
I might make an island pick
Steelers,
today.
Ravens.
I will
I'm
not be
making an
making an
island pick
island
today.
pick here.
I'm going with the Ravens.
Yeah,
I'm
Sam.
also going with the Ravens. With
Wow,
the
Gabe, you're not gonna double down from last week.
no, because it will be really funny. Our frat is entirely made up of birds.
What
We're
if we all
Steelers
lose that
fans,
pick?
Steelers fans, and it'll be really funny seeing the Steelers lose.
What if we
That'd
all
be
lose
crazy
that pick?
if we
That would
all lose.
suck.
But
That
I
would
think,
probably be the craziest upset I've ever seen.
yeah, but I think the Ravens win.
Okay. Next up, we have Broncos and Bills.
This is going to be a close game. I'm telling you, it's going to
Maybe
be.
Buffalo.
I really want to pick the Broncos. Wait, come back to me. I really want to pick the Broncos, but
Really? Okay, well,
Trying to
I
convince
kind of
myself.
want to pick the Broncos too.
Gabe, I'm going with you. Let's go
Yeah,
Bills country.
I'm not thinking twice about this one.
No, they're the better
all
team.
right,
Come
all
on.
right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go the Bills.
I'll take Buffalo.
I can't take Bo Nix to go on the road as a rookie.
You know what? That went in totally opposite direction of me
On
and
the
Ben's
road in
thoughts. Me
Buffalo.
and Ben both kind of wanted to pick Denver though, because but Von Miller game.
Ooh, Von Miller revenge game.
Yeah. All right.
Mm.
Now it's time for.
Packers and Eagles.
Isn't even a question at all. The only thing
Okay,
the only position group the Packers have better than the Eagles is head coach. That's it. That's it. The Packers don't have any DBs. Their number one DB is hurt. Their only deep
Played
threat
once
is
before.
I'll tell you this, Ben. You have to stop Josh Jacobs. That's all you got to do is just stop Josh
I'm
Jacobs.
glad you brought
doing
that
all
up,
season.
Jake, because guess who will be waiting for him on Sunday? Jalen Carter. He's
Yeah,
ready.
you better hope Zach Bond can continue his run.
Jalen Carter's ready to eat.
Better
You
hope
know
he's
who else is, you know who else is ready to eat and he's gonna really shine in this game?
Jordan
I have
Love.
I have one specific player who's gonna go off this game.
Nolan
Nolan
Smith.
James.
No, I'm not going with no one.
I always forget we have three Georgia starting.
I'm going with my boy Milton Williams.
He
Okay.
I think Milt's gonna go
He's a run
crazy
stuffer
this
for
game.
sure.
Milt's a
Um,
dog.
So I'm assuming I know what Ben and Chris's picks are.
yeah, Eagles easily. If you guys pick the Packers, go
Birds.
ahead. I hope you pick the Packers.
Ah,
I
Okay.
hope you pick the Packers.
give me the birds.
Okay. Gabe, I'm interested to see what you're gonna say.
Gabe ain't picking.
So these teams have played once before.
They have and
Gabe, let me tell you something,
unfortunately-
Gabe, before you pick.
Yeah.
Just remember what second place feels like.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh.
I'm in last place.
I think you know about that with you have a little history with the Kansas City Chiefs and being second place too. So
Dang. Woo!
You know
Shots
what? You
fired.
know who else is in second place? Tiki Barber behind Saquon.
But in what?
you know what, whatever. He trashed on
Everything.
Doesn't matter.
2K.
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles
2K.
here. I think it will be a close game just because the Eagles play every team close, or most of the time they do. And then well, I'm not going to give away who I think they'll play in the next round, but I think the next round poses a tougher challenge with both
Ooh.
teams having beaten the Eagles during the regular season.
Wow. Fun stat that I found out today, actually, when I was at work. The Eagles have faced the worst defenses in a league in a season this year.
I mean, that's
So
because of the Eagles' offense being so good, but okay.
possibly, possibly. Um, but I also am going with the Eagles. I just think this is a game that
Next
they
game that we have on here is the Commanders and Bucks.
This is the toughest game of the weekend, in my opinion.
You
Uh,
think so, really?
yeah,
No.
I think this is this.
Huh.
I think these two teams match up very, very well. I think one of these teams won a division that was really crappy, and they played like crap last
I'm
week.
taking the Commanders.
I'm going with the Commanders as well. I think
Jaden
Really?
Daniels, I'll see you in the second week.
this is a
Oh,
combination. And if people are going to be like, "Oh, you're picking that because you're an Eagles fan and you don't want to play the Buccaneers."
I ain't scared to play Tampa at all.
I'm not
I would
scared to
be
play
more
Tampa,
scared
and
of Washington.
I don't think Tampa is going to
I'd
be.
actually prefer to play
Even
Tampa
if Tampa wins
over
this game,
Washington.
actually, I don't want to spoil, but I don't think Tampa is going to be the lowest seed remaining.
You hear me? I'd prefer to play Tampa over Washington.
I think the Commanders are just going to continue the Jaden Daniels like insane run, and I'm going to choose him to win.
Think about it the way CJ Stroud was last year.
Yeah, exactly.
They had a nice run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
They
whoever
stomped on the first team they
there's
played.
always there's
Then
always
they
like
lose the second
there's always like
game.
a rookie or young quarterback that is hot going into the playoffs that wins their first game, and I think Jaden Daniels is doing that this year.
I agree.
All right. I'm going with the Island pick here already. I had the Buccaneers from
Whoa!
the start. I had the Buccaneers from the start. I like this team. So what? Chris Godwin isn't playing. They still have Mike Evans. He looked pretty good.
Hey, shout out Mike Evans.
11 straight 1,000-yard
Yep,
season.
him and Jerry Rice, the only two in the in.
Yep.
Bro's hanging out at the casino right now. Don't forget
They
it.
have the emergence of Bucky Irving even more so later on in the year that they didn't display earlier on. Rashad White is still not terrible either.
Don't
Uh,
forget it. Mike Evans is
so many
hanging out at the
weapons.
casino
And
right
then
now.
I honestly think they have the better quarterback and they have the more experienced quarterback. Baker Mayfield has been hot.
Yeah, can argue
I think
against
he
that.
gets into a playoff win.
Here's
Last game. Oh, wait. Drop. What you got
issue
to
with
say?
Baker is, are you going to get the first half of last week Baker, who was horrible, or the second half of last week, who was awesome? That's the question.
I guess we'll
Okay.
find out.
Yeah.
Last game we have is the Vikings and the Rams.
Ooh,
I'm going to go first. I'm calling the crazy upset. I don't care. I'm picking Sean McVay. I'm picking the best head coach in
ooh.
the league right now.
Now, Ben, I raise you one because I am doing the exact same thing. I did
I've
not
seen
like.
nobody pick the Rams to win this game. I
Here,
don't know why.
here's the thing. There's two things I want to bring up for this game and why I'm picking the Rams.
What
One,
is going on?
the
I want to
the
pick up.
stat.
Oh
So the stat
my.
that I saw that the Eagles played the worst defenses in the league, that's compared to the Rams who played the best defenses in the league when going up to their game. And did you guys see how the Vikings looked against the Lions on Sunday Night Football to determine the
We
division?
got a
And
lot going
Sam
on right
Darnold
now here,
looked
guys.
terrible. They blitzed him all game and he couldn't make a pass.
Jake,
You know you're right.
I
They do
also
have
want
Sam
to
Darnold.
I want to up you with another stat. You got everybody here knows the teams the week after you play the Lions, you lose. They play the
Oh,
Lions this week. There you
that's
go.
true. But I'm just saying, Sam Darnold kept getting pressured to roll out to his left, which when you roll it to your left as a right-handed quarterback, you have to throw cross body. And Justin Jefferson was getting locked up by Amik Robertson. He was getting locked. So I think the Rams are going to
Plus,
beat the Vikings.
plus every year the Vikings have a good team, they always choke somehow. So
Yeah.
I
And
think it's gonna be.
Sam
Gabe,
Darnold's not that guy. He's not that guy. He's under the
Oh, I
lights.
think Sam Darnold's good. I just don't think he's been in this situation
Yeah.
yet. He was on the
I
Jets.
mean, again, you saw on Sunday Night Football, he did not look, the lights were too bright for him. He was never in that situation before.
Chris, I'm in shock.
I'm going with the Vikings.
I'm going with the Vikings too. Sam
Whoa.
was ready for this. He proved it all season. He had a bad game. All right. I think the Rams are a very good team, but this was not the first round matchup that they wanted. The NFL needs to get rid of the divisional leaders being like the top seeds because this game shouldn't be in Los Angeles. But I mean, whatever. They're both
Agreed.
going well,
You want
so.
to you want before we move on from the predictions, a fun stat about the entire playoffs. There's a chance that both conference championships are held in SoFi Stadium in back-to-back days.
Yep.
Yeah,
True.
that's an interesting.
All
If
right,
both the Rams and the Chargers make it, and then I think both
fellas.
two seeds are down.
Yo,
I'm a little.
you guys want to hear my NFC Conference Championship game prediction of what?
No, because you're gonna save that.
Okay, I'll
You have
save
to
it.
save that. Listen, fellas. I gotta admit, your boy's a little empty-handed here because I don't know how much longer he's want to go into this episode because I have a third segment, but it's long.
I have no idea. You didn't tell us what it is, so I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, this is the first time we're hearing it.
We could either save it and end the episode here, and that would be its own episode, which would go into next week, or we can do this said segment, which could be pretty decently long.
Mm. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starving. And also,
I'm curious to know what it is. but
I also want to know what
I
it
can't tell
is.
you. I can't
I
tell
feel
you
like if
what
we
it
leave
is.
it on a cliffhanger, that would be kind of tough. I'm not gonna.
I
Yeah,
can't tell you what it is.
We leave it on a cliffhanger, that'd be tough. And also, the first episode back, we don't want to do that long of an episode. I feel like for
Can
I
I
can't tell you. I cannot tell you what it is, fellas.
I think we'll lead it off on a cliffhanger.
He's
Can I
ranking every single one of D'Angelo Russell's game-winning shots.
That I like that. Let's make that an Instagram clip.
can I tell you guys what
Thank
my conference championship and Super Bowl prediction is?
No,
I just want to have it on video. But
No.
South Star.
no.
Why? I want to have it on video.
Ben, is it Eagles Chiefs? Nod your head if it's Eagles Chiefs. Okay. All right. It's Eagles Bills then. All right.
My NFC championship prediction is
No,
crazy.
no
Why am I
dropping it.
saving it? The playoffs are going to start before my
You're
next.
not allowed to drop it.
What is the issue? I don't-
You're not allowed to. So I guess we're ending the episode here, and I guess our next episode will have to be what this third segment is. Because this third segment will take quite a while.
Ben, sneak it in. Ben, sneak it in.
Commanders versus Eagles. Eagles win. Ravens win the Super Bowl. Sorry.
That was a
Okay,
weird call.
this guy's
That was a
this
weird
guy's
call.
saying a lot of weird things going on over there. All right. Well, I guess they'll have to wait till the next episode to see what the third segment was going to be. May or may not have something to do that might be on the website
Interesting.
as of maybe this week. You might have to go to my article selection, but when you go there, you'll see I haven't put up an article since October 31st.
Ooh. We're also gonna start doing mock drafts. Mock drafts coming soon.
Oh, I'm ready for that.
Well, you'll have to wait and find out on what that is. So, guess that's it. Stay hyped, stay hungry, keep the frenzy alive. See you on the next one, guys.